This is the shadow of a balloon drifting over the jungles of Africa. It was used to photograph animals in their natural habitat as they have never been photographed before. The expedition was under the command of one of these three men. What is your name, please?
My name is Antony Smith. My name is Antony Smith.
My name is Antony Smith.
Only one of these men is the real Antony Smith. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Peggy Cass, Orson Bean, and Kitty Carlisle. On To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collyer.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth, brought to you this week by Winston Filter Cigarettes. Good evening, panel.
Good evening.
Well, everybody's chipper and happy. I know why Tom is happy. Tom Poston opens tomorrow night at the Paper Mill Playhouse in Millburn, New Jersey, and easy does it. Good luck to you, Tom.
Thanks, Bud.
Best of everything. All right, suppose you open up that first envelope and follow along as I read, panel, if you will. I, Antony Smith, have recently completed an African safari in a balloon. In our hydrogen balloon, we drifted with the wind over some of the most incredible spectacles the dark continent affords. With the use of high-powered lenses, we photographed, unobserved and in complete silence, some of the rapidly vanishing herds of big game. In flight, suspended in our little wicker basket, we faced some rather unusual hazards. We were bashed against a mountainside, almost dropped into a lake of caustic soda, and nearly were carried to 40,000 feet by a tremendous thermal updraft. We call our balloon Jambo, signed Antony Smith. Panel, we bring you three gentlemen to start things off tonight, all claiming to be Antony Smith, leader of the balloon safari over darkest Africa. We start this questioning with Peggy Cass. Peggy?
Thank you, Bud. Number 3, are you English?
Yes, I am.
May I ask why you got in this balloon and took the pictures of the animals?
Well, I've always been in search of adventure. I've traveled a great deal. It's the first time I traveled in a balloon, but it was a lot of fun.
But number 2, thank you. Number 2, did somebody underwrite this expedition? I mean, like, did you do it for the English Geographical Society or just for your own pleasure?
I did it for my own pleasure, but somebody had to underwrite it, yes.
Number 1, what's Jambo mean, or is it a misprint? Was it Jumbo?
No, it's Jambo is right. It means greetings in Swahili.
Greetings in Swahili. Well, if I ever get to Swahili, boy. Number 2, did your balloon ever land? I mean, like, did...
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Orson Bean.
Number 1, how do you say, look out, here come the lions in Swahili?
Look out, here come the
Oh,
lions.
it's any language. Number 1, are you English, too?
Yes, I am.
Number 2, are you English?
Yes.
Welcome to the colonies, gentlemen. Number 2, there exist in the wilds of Africa 2 splendid beasts called the kudu and the dik-dik. Can you tell me what they are?
Yeah, they're 2 animals.
How many legs do they have each?
They both have 4. The kudu is big. It's a nice big animal with nice curly horns, and the dik-dik is a nice small animal with
I've never heard them described better. Number 3, you almost landed in a lake of caustic soda. That sounds like a fate worse than death. Describe what it looks like and how you got out of it.
Well, it looks slightly grey. There are grey streaks running across it. You could see it was soda. It could have been salt, but this particular lake was soda, and we didn't want to land in it because it might have taken most of the skin off our hands, you know?
I should think.
As it was, we ran out of sand instead. We threw out
Sounds
some
like a
sand.
commercial, doesn't it?
Kitty Carlisle.
I'll go for washing up.
Oh, excuse me. But it is my turn.
Yes, I'm sorry, Dave.
Number 1, if you went up to 40,000 feet, at what height do you need oxygen?
Well, you need oxygen at around 15,000 feet, but you don't, in fact, use it. Oh, you need it at 40,000 feet, but you don't use oxygen at 15, although that is the Air Force time for putting on your oxygen.
Thank you. Number 2, did you feel lightheaded at 40,000 feet without oxygen?
You haven't read your thing quite well. We didn't go up to 40,000 feet. We just nearly went up to 40,000.
Well, supposing at 35,000.
No. We nearly
you're so picky.
Yeah. No. We nearly got sucked into a cloud which would have taken us that high, but we didn't get sucked into it.
Oh, anticlimax department.
Tom Poston.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm awfully glad that they didn't. But I would like to ask number 2 if there is a Swahili. Is there a place in Africa called Swahili?
No.
What does Swahili come from, number 2?
Where does it come from? Where does the word come from? I have no idea, but it's a language that is used out there. It's a mixture language, mainly Arabic.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Number 1, where's Tanganyika?
Well, Tanganyika is south of Kenya and west of the Indian Ocean. It's on, in fact, the east side of the middle of Africa.
Thank you.
Got it?
Got it.
About 3 o'clock.
About roughly 3 o'clock, yes.
All right, there you have it.
No idea.
It's time for you to mark your ballot, so kindly do so at once.
I was thinking of Tanganyika, New Jersey. But
Vote now, if you will, please, without consultation, and mark your ballots as you go for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Our team of challengers will receive $250 for every incorrect vote. All ballots marked?
No, goodness
Please make
sakes.
it as quickly as you can because we don't have too much time. Tom, for whom did you vote?
Well, I didn't think any of them looked like they were full of hot air, but I did think that number 2 gave some wonderful answers, and certainly the Dick, and the Kudu were wonderful, and he gave answers to that. I think they were all great.
I voted for number 3. I thought those animals were made up. I didn't understand they were real. But, boy, when he said there was a lot of gray streaks in the caustic soda, I could just feel it hissing and bubbling and ready to get it. So I voted for 3.
Incidentally, that's exactly where Tanganyika is. I happen to know that.
It's right off Zanzibar.
Just north of
All
Zanzibar.
right, master of the Kudu and the Dick.
Yes,
what is your vote?
I have a caustic lake in my in my sink there, but there are chemicals that take care of that sort of thing, friends. I voted for number 3, even though number 2 described the Kudu and the Dick with rare eloquence, and number 1 really seems like the fellow. I voted for number 3. He's cast a spell over me.
Kitty, which one do you think
Well,
is
I
the real
think
one?
they're all blue stockings. They're pedants. But I voted for number 1, even though we've all been ticked off. And I hope it's number 1.
Well, that's one of the most widely split votes we've had in a long time. There's 2 for number 3, 1 for number 2, and 1 for number 1. Let's go with that into the truth circle and find out who's right and who's wrong as we learn now which one of these gentlemen actually is the leader of the balloon safari over Africa. The will the real Antony Smith. Please stand up. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Incidentally, Mr. Smith has described his fabulous expedition in a book entitled Jambo, after the balloon, published by E.P. Dutton. I'm sure it'll be extremely interesting reading.
Bud,
Yes?
what did he do with the films? He must have thousands of feet of great film.
What did you do with all the films?
It was shown on BBC television.
Did any geographical society want it, or museum, or zoological society?
Yeah, we pushed it around. We showed it.
I'm sure they would. Let's
we showed
find
it
out
at lectures in England.
about your 2 friends here. Number 1, what is your real name, sir? What do you really do?
My name is Graham Goodwin, and I'm the business manager in New York of an English Sunday newspaper, the Sunday Times.
And number 3, you got the greatest portion of votes. What is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My name is Tony Snell, and I'm a comedian folk singer.
Well, gentlemen, in checking the score, you can be very happy because there were 1, 2, 3 incorrect votes at $250 each. That's $750 no matter how you slice it. And that, of course, is from Winston Cigarettes, and a carton of Winston's will be waiting for you, too, and our sincere thanks. We hope you enjoyed your visit as much as we enjoyed having you here. Good night, and God bless you. All right, panel, rest easy now. Let's all look at this brief. Now let's meet our next team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Sandy Lawrence. My name is Sandy Lawrence. My name is Sandy Lawrence.
Now, if you can tear your glances away and follow along with me, I'll appreciate it. I, Sandy Loren, am an equestrian ecdysiast, a burlesque dancer who loves horses. I keep my horses on my own ranch and have ridden in fairs as a jockey and competed in rodeo events. To support this rather expensive hobby, I work as an exotic dancer. Part of my act features a costume containing 15 light bulbs, which I wired myself. Whenever I accept a booking, my soldering iron goes with me. Occasionally, I am able to combine the glamour of my work with my passion for horses. Recently, for example, I appeared as cover girl for Hoof and Horn magazine. Signed, Sandy Loren. Panel, these three ladies all claim to be Sandy Loren, equestrian ecdysiast. I love that title. We'll start the cross-examination with Orson Bean. Orson?
Bountifully endowed by the Creator, one and all, I must say. Make me proud to be an American, girls. An equestrian ecdysiast. Number 3, what does that mean, ecdysiast?
It's a dancer.
It's a stripper.
Well,
Coming from the Greek, ecdysiast, one who lays bare. That's the truth.
I was going to ask her what it
That's
meant.
the truth.
Don't labor it.
All right, I won't labor it. Number 2, what do you do with the horse?
I ride it. And
Oh, I know
breed
you
them.
ride it, but I mean, how? In what capacity? Do you do the dance while you do you?
Oh, they're separate. They're separate.
Oh, it's 2 separate things.
That's right.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Oh,
You thought
excuse me,
she
friend.
galloped ecdysiastically. Is that it? Kitty.
Oh, my goodness. Number 1, where's your ranch?
Outside of Barstow, California.
Number 2, what's hoof and mouth disease?
It's a disease of the hooves and mouths.
Number 3, what is the disease called that attacks a horse's hoof? Never heard of it.
I don't know.
Uh-huh. Number 3, can you spell ecdysiast?
No.
Because I can't.
Neither can I.
I was so glad to hear what it was. Number 2, when your electric light bulbs don't light up, do you have to work on them in the middle of the act, or?
Sometimes.
Oh, it's part of the act.
Nope.
Tom Poston.
Thank you. Number 3, what is flux? Flux, do you know?
No, I don't know.
Do you know number 2?
It's something that used to be used to lubricate when you use the solder gun, but I have a different kind.
Oh.
Mine, it comes in the middle.
Oh, thank you. Number 1, what does the term afterbeat mean to an ecdysiast?
Well, the same as it means to any dancer. You make your movement after the initial beat.
Make you move, yeah.
And after your beat. Peggy Cass.
Number 2, where do you keep your batteries?
They're all...
I just took a drink of water.
Well, there she's got that little costume on.
We know.
Shouldn't I? Well, that's all right. I'd like to know how those light up. That's a perfectly good question.
They're all over the place, like the lights.
I see. All right. Number 3, what does it mean when you fire a horse?
When you fire a horse?
Yes. I don't mean like you discharge it. You do a thing called firing a horse.
I don't know.
Do you know number 2?
No.
Well, I guess that's it. I don't know whether I'm glad or not, but in any event, it's time for you to mark your ballot. So take your soldering irons and mark them at once, please. Burn them in there indelibly. Marking as you go without consultation for number 1, number 2, or number 3. All right, all ballots marked? Very well. Tom, for whom did you vote? I dare you.
Well,
Yes, Tom?
I thought number 1 was AC, number 2 DC, and I thought number 3 was battery, so I voted for number 3.
Peggy, what is your choice?
I voted for number 1. I bet those batteries are just all over the place. And the other thing is, sparring a horse means when they have when there's something wrong with them, you stick little pins in them. It doesn't hurt them, and it brings the circulation to that part of the horse's leg that's bothered. And I asked 2 and 3, and I didn't ask 1, so that's why I voted for you. If you have horses, you ought to know that.
Orson.
Well, number 1 didn't, I think it was number 1, didn't know about the hoof and mouth disease, but that could only mean she has a clean horse. And number 2 said that you have to stop and fix the bulbs in the middle of the act, which I don't think you do. And number 3 gets my vote because she's a fine, healthy girl and a credit to her race.
Kitty, what is your choice?
I voted for number 1 because I think she looks as though she could be both a dancer and a lover of horses. And number 3 didn't know what it's called if a horse has something wrong with his hoof. And I do honestly think that she should know.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so, all right.
Well, that's completely split down the middle this time. 2 for 3, 2 for 1. With that, we go into the truth circle. Let's find out whether we hit it on the nose or not as we learn now which one of these ladies actually is the combination equestrian ecdysiast. So, will the real Sandy Lauren please stand up?
Shake it and shake around.
No, it's not. No.
Thank you very much, Miss Lauren. Incidentally, and quite appropriately, Sandy Lauren is currently appearing at the El Rancho in Los Angeles. Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Sally Botsford. I'm an executive secretary for Broadcast Time Sales.
And number 2, where do you keep the what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Barbara Brown, and I'm a market researcher.
Well, ladies, we hope you had as much fun as we did, because that was a real laugh spot, and you came pretty close to completely fooling them with 2, and that's not bad. Twice $250 from Winston Cigarettes brings you $500, ladies, and our sincere best wishes. We hope you enjoyed it. Good night to you. Thank you, and God bless you. We'll put the panel back to work in just a moment. Meantime, here's something you'll enjoy. Now let's meet our 3rd team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Ron Reynolds. My name is Ron Reynolds.
My name is Ron Reynolds.
Please follow along with this one, if you will, panel. I, Ron Reynolds, spent 1.5 years as a soldier in the French Foreign Legion. When I enlisted, I was a teenager in search of glamour and adventure. What I got was boredom and brutality. Furthermore, I had no idea that by joining the Legion, I would lose my American citizenship. During basic training, I began to realize why people called it the Legion of Lost Souls. I tried to escape, but was captured, beaten, and imprisoned. After 6 weeks in jail, I was released and shipped to a post in the Sahara Desert. During my year in the desert, I contracted yellow jaundice and was sent to a hospital on the Mediterranean. I attempted another escape, and this time I made it. I bought civilian clothes, headed for the docks, and stowed away on a freighter bound for Scotland. Although I have since regained my American citizenship, I am still listed as a deserter from the French Foreign Legion with a price on my head. Signed, Ron Reynolds. Panel, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be Ron Reynolds, former soldier in the French Foreign Legion. May we start this round with Kitty Carlisle? Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. Number 1, who was General Lyautey?
The name is unfamiliar to me.
Number 2, can you tell me the name of a tribe of Arabs who are called the Blue Men?
They are Tuareg Arabs, I believe.
Thank you. Number 3, how did you get your American citizenship back?
By spending 2 years in the American service.
In the American Army?
Yes.
Number 1, when was the Foreign Legion disbanded?
As far as I know, it has not been disbanded.
Oh, really? Number 2, who's the general in charge?
I don't know who the general in charge is. I think it was Salon.
Number 3, where were you sent to in the post in the Sahara?
Well, I was sent to several places. Mascara was one of the posts. Yes, Mascara.
Tom Poston.
Number 2, where were you sent? Where were you sent?
I was sent to City Bella Bez, Mascara.
Thank you. Number 1, where's Constantine?
Constantine? That's on the northern shore of Africa, on the Mediterranean shore.
Thank you. Number 3, what is yellow jaundice?
Well, it's a disease that affects the liver, and you turn yellow. And,
oh, my.
You feel rather fatigued.
Thank you. Number 2, what about Leote? Did you ever hear of anybody named Leote? What does that mean to you?
That means to me he was an old Legion general, I believe.
Peggy Cass.
Gee, it always seems so glamorous in the movies. Number 3, how long do you enlist for?
You have to enlist for 5 years.
Number 2, is it true that a lot of criminals join to escape from justice?
Yes, it is true.
Number 3, is it true that a lot of ex-Nazis are in the Foreign Legion?
There were, but the International Police Force checks them very carefully now.
Number 1, where did you enlist?
I enlisted at Strasbourg.
In Strasbourg.
That's right.
Number 2, do they take just anything, or is it hard to get in? I mean, with the criminals and the Nazis.
You have to be over 18 years of age.
Orson Bean.
Number 1, how did you get them to give you your citizenship back?
Well, I didn't. I had to come back to this country and live here for 5 years before I could get it back.
So, in effect, you're an alien.
In effect, I'm a citizen. I have achieved
But a
citizenship.
naturalized citizen.
That is correct.
Number 3, you're still wanted by the French, right?
Yes, I am.
Come with me. I'm sorry to tell you that I... Number 3, do you agree about... did you remember who the general was, or were you asked that? In charge?
No, I wasn't asked the question.
Who was it? Who was it?
I think it was General Salon.
Number 1, do you agree it was Salon?
No, I do not.
Who do you think it is?
It was General de Musset.
De Musset?
De Musset.
De Musset, excuse me.
All right, that's it. Once again, we're faced with staring at the truth and find out whether it stares back at us or not. Time for you now to mark your ballots, in other words, so kindly do so at once, panel.
They're all
Mark them without consultation for number 1, or number 2, or number 3. All voting complete? Very well. Tom, for whom?
Well, I voted for number 2. When I asked number 3 what jaundice was, I thought he would say hepatitis, because that's what we now call yellow jaundice is hepatitis. But number 2 looked so much like the kind of a kid that would say, hey, I think I'll join the Foreign Legion.
Yeah.
Hey, look at me. Hey, I'm in the Foreign Legion. So I voted for number 2.
I voted for number 2, too.
It's number 4.
2.
But I voted for number 2 because when I said, gee, did they just take anybody, he laughed like anything, so I guess that he's the one.
Orson Bean.
Well, number 2 said that the blue people are the Tuareg Arabs, and I don't think they are. I don't remember who they are, but I don't think it's them. And one of them said Are they?
They are,
Then
yes.
I'm wrong, friends. That's it. It's nice to see somebody get wrong once in a while. Number 3 said that Salon is currently wanted himself or in jail, so I don't think it's Salon unless he was before. Probably was, and I'm wrong again, friends. It's wonderful to see someone that's constant.
It's got to be number 3 because he said he was. And I wanted to vote for number 3.
I think it's 3, but I voted for 1.
I knew it was number. I voted for number 1 because number 1, you'll forgive me for saying this, but
Oh, no, don't say it.
the other 2 looked sort of rosy, but number 1 looked as though he might still have a touch of yellow jaundice.
All right, there we have it. The votes are in. The minds are made up. Let's find out who's right, who's wrong, as we learn now which one of these gentlemen actually is the real former soldier in the French Foreign Legion. So will the real Ron Reynolds please stand up? Well, we thank you very much, Ron. Nice to have you back in this country and a citizen again. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
Well, my name is Michael Strunsky, and I'm a construction engineer currently at large.
Not at large because of yellow jaundice.
No.
Number 3, what is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My real name is Jim Morris, and I'm a biology teacher in Levittown, Long Island. Visionary life.
Well, gentlemen, we thank you very much. It was a fun evening, believe me, and I hope it was for you, too. And there were 2 incorrect votes, and that should make it fun for you, because twice $250 is $500 coming your way from Winston Cigarettes and a carton of Winston's on your way out. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. Good night, and God bless you. And now a word about Anacin. Today, 80 million East Europeans are shut off from the truth behind the Iron Curtain. So we're asking you now to help Radio Free Europe broadcast the truth to them. And simply send your contributions to Radio Free Europe, Box 1964, Mount Vernon, New York. Do that. It's important. Good night, panel, and thank you for being your wonderful selves. And don't forget to join us next week at the same time, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon on the daytime show. In the meantime, speaking for Winston Cigarettes, may I remind you once again to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Tell the Truth has been brought to you tonight by Winston Filter Cigarettes. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. This is Johnny Olson speaking. For To Tell the Truth, this program was recorded.